Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Your host, the Raven, here, back with some Path of Exile action. This time, I'm going to bring you some Tier 13 mapping action. I've done this boss before on a higher difficulty, Corrupted Rare, but I am in the process of trying to level up to the next level, so, I don't want to play it, tender-hearted. I don't want to be too soft about it, but also I don't want to throw myself in the grinder either. So here we are with our map modifiers. Players are cursed with vulnerability. Players are cursed with elemental weakness. 46% more monster life. Monsters reflect 18% of physical damage. Unique boss has 35% increased life. Unique boss has 70% increased area of effect. So, not a cakewalk, but, not the most difficult situation I've ever been in. Also, taking a divine vessel with the new content, the innocence and sin uh, content. There's like a pantheon of gods. In order to capture them, which was confusing to me at first, you need these divine vessels which drop randomly. At first, I thought they were just another type of flask, like a new flask, and I was like, I don't want this crap, and I was selling them. Well, no, I kept one just in case because I didn't know what it was. So I kept one just in case. But the rest of them I was selling as scrap because I was like, I don't need any other type of flash for my build, blah, 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 blah. Until I learned about the Pantheon and the boons you get from capturing the souls of these said enemies. So Suncaller Asha is the boss, is the soul in this boss. So we're gonna do our best to get that. All you have to do is put this vessel in the map device before you activate the map, um, and then beat the boss. And then when you come out of the map, the vessel will be filled. Now this is a piece of Vol Mask. If you put pieces in, they increase quality of the map. I think by 8% per piece, so you can get a total of 24%, I believe, 3 times 8, 24% increase map quality or whatever, or quantity or something like that. But it does something good. So yeah, put those in there if you got the extra ones, and it's a good way to use up the extra pieces you get. So all right, here we go. I might go silent on y'all sometimes because things can get very hectic very quickly. Um, Updates to my build. I've increased my defense. I had to sacrifice a little bit of DPS. I was up. I had 50,000 DPS at one point. Now I'm down to like maybe. I think it's at 43. 43,000 now. It depends on what ring I decide to use. Oh, I didn't know I opened up this stupid wormhole thing. These things are dangerous. All right, that was a little bit intense there. Still going here. There's some more guys. I don't know where that breach thing ended up terminating at, but it's like there's so many guys like coming after me. And then you have the 18% reflected physical damage. At first, I was doing no physical damage until I did some PvP rounds, and then I realized physical damage is important. If you can have a skill that does both physical and spell or elemental, or it's good to just leave, to have both, to leave both aspects. At least that's my opinion now. After recent experiences, because physical damage is the only damage that you can't be immune to more than the duration of immortal call. Other than that, it's capped at 90% damage, unless there might be some uniques. Once again, I'm not the absolute expert of or the absolute authority of Path of Exile, but I believe that unless there's like some kind of crazy unique out there, you know, immortal call is the only way to be absolutely immune. Or maybe there's some passes or something on some of the like the Marauders ascendancy or something like that. But yeah, it's very hard to get immunity to physical damage. Whereas elemental damage, um, especially elemental status effects like frost, chill, um, yeah, freezing, not frost, but being frozen, chilling, igniting, shock, like those could be negated fairly easily. If it takes a little bit of research, to find like uniques or passives or whatever, what things that work for you. And there's ways to get immunity to elemental damage, and there's ways to get there's obviously ways to get immunity to chaos damage. My build is chaos inoculation, so that's instant immunity to all chaos there. So yeah, physical damage very hard to like negate like perfectly or completely. So it pays to have a little bit of physical damage if it's if that's your bag or whatever. I find it very helpful, especially on the monsters. The monsters have low armor rating, so it's like it's easy to stun them. I get I get so much stun. It's unbelievable. Like I get way more stun than I do the ignition and the chill and all the other elemental status things I put on enemies. Like, I mean, like if they don't get anything else, they're stunned. Unless they're a boss or something like that. So yeah, I find it very helpful. Also, some things about my defense. I switched. I looked at my ascendancy again because they have did some changes to the Guardian ascendancy, and one of the things is they put 15% chance to get endurance power or frenzy charge on hit. So on hit means doesn't matter if I put a status effect on them, doesn't matter if I kill them or if it does 0 damage, like they're just some kind of invincible tank and I'm just, totally helpless against them. As long as I hit them with my spell, which spell is very hard to, avoid. That's one thing. It's one thing I like about spell casting. I get that chance to gain those power charges, and the way this skill works, I like it. Just happened to it works very well. It casts a lot of times naturally. Plus on my armor I have a 6 link to faster casting, stuff like that. Another things that help boost it, so it's like it puts so many hits, whether it kills the guy or not. It lays down so many hits that it builds up the charges fairly quickly. If the guys don't die, which most of the time that's what I hope to happen. Also, I got rid of the war cry. I was using war cry ascendancy points because the war cry was giving me endurance charges, but with the gain charges on hit, I get endurance charges naturally. So I don't need the war cry. Plus, it was taking up a slot in my armor, which I just needed to improve my offense and defense. Like, I mean, I just couldn't afford it because war cry. That's all it gave me was. It gave me with the ascendancy. It gave me a boost in movement speed. Also, I think it was a little bit of endurance, something like that. You get the endurance charges really, almost instantaneous, instantly. If there's only one guy, you get an endurance charge or whatever. I got movement speed and some other stuff, but it just wasn't worth it. I switched back to a more defensive ascendancy, which I was using before, and which is I'm gonna point out now. I have the two curses over my head. Every time you get a curse on, the higher map, it's a 20%. It's like max level curse. So, but with the ascendancy points, I have a natural 25% immunity to curses. So I guess that takes it. I guess I look at it as it takes a 20%. The level 20 curse down to a level 15 curse. But it may not come out like that. Math wise, that's just my reasoning or whatever. Also, I'm wearing a ring at the moment. It helps on my build that gives me 40% immunity to curses. So 40% plus, we have 40% immunity to all curses plus 25% immunity to all curses gives me 65% curse reduction or curse effectiveness or whatever. So curses, yeah, still a problem. I mean, not immortal. Also, I can clear it. Also, I clear regular curses within 5 seconds. Also, any static elemental ailments on me. Although I'm immune to a lot of elemental ailments or whatever. But I can't. Okay, there's the boss. Suncaller, Ash, where are you? Oh, the AoE is powerful. You have to find this person sometimes. And like those pillars of flame, like they are insanely powerful, especially if you do not have immunity to being ignited. That was my first mistake with this boss. Or the first time I fought her, I didn't, or I think it's a her. Yeah, so I think it's a woman. A woman statue at least. The first time I fought her, I did not have immunity to ignition, and if you get ignited, you are toast. Oh man, with her life, I don't think I can even beat her because I don't do enough DPS to outlast her increased life buff from the. Well, I'm gonna keep trying. There's no reason to not to try. Yeah, so because those pillars do constant, fire damage or whatever when you're underneath them. And also, if you're ignited, I mean, you're just toast. I mean, it's like triple the effect or whatever. I mean, you're just gonna get your butt, I mean, incinerated. So, yeah. But after the incident, you live and you learn. And I said, you know what, ignition. And I realized that a lot of my deaths with my guardian build were due to either being ignited or corrupting blood, which is, I can't be poisoned, but I can be hit with corrupted blood or whatever, or bleeding. So I realized a lot of my deaths were because of that, and I did a little bit of research. Where did she go? Oh, there we go. Did a little bit of research, found that there's a shield that gives you immunity to ignite, and it fit my build, so I put that on. And this, like I said, not a cakewalk, but at least I can fight. I mean, wow. Sometimes that I will say this though. There are a lot of times I do miss Warcry, man, because I mean the endurance charge is like when you need it, like is so like helpful. So, let's get past all that. Where is she? Yeah, this is gonna be one long, fight, unless I screw up. Making some progress. I can tell where she is now because I can hear the sound of my reflected physical damage on my energy shield. So that lets me know when I'm hitting her. It's making it a little bit easier. And see, she gets her health back if I'm away from her too long. It's so annoying. And there's like interference from this butthole. Yeah, you can get overwhelmed like very easily. Ah, the tree I can't see. Now, usually trees are my friend, but like if I can't see the boss, it's super annoying. That's one thing about the park that's dangerous. And I guess it's good time for a teaching moment. It's like environmental hazards matter. Like the where you fight makes so much of a difference. It's unbelievable. It's almost like she got like half her health back. If it wasn't for those beams, I'd just stay on her, kicking her butt. But those like, if you get comboed with those beams for too long, and like she pops you with something else, it's really off. It's bad news. Man, it's like I don't understand a lot of her mechanics. Also, it's like sometimes it seems like she just gets so much health back for no reason, like whether she hits me or not, and I don't understand how that operates. Man, freaking spiders. Ah, man, talk about super annoying. It's like one of the worst. AoE bosses are so irritating. And oh, you know, it doesn't help reflected damage on me either. You know what I mean? It sucks. Man. And now it's like I'm so, like doing no damage to her whatsoever, and I don't understand what is the problem. Man, and then she's inflicting bleeding upon me. I don't know how she does that either. That's annoying. Got her. Fuck. Wow. Well, all right. Well, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. So, gosh, I don't know how many monsters. There's 45 monsters left on the map. my heart is like pounding. It's like that boss is just so incredible. Like the mechanics on it, I think plus the 35% life, it really makes a difference when it comes to regen. And like as you know, as I said earlier in the video, I did sacrifice some DPS in order for defense, which it paid off because I mean, if my defense was any less than what it is, in fact, it still needs a lot of improvement. Cause I mean, that was hairy as hell. Um, then it's like, I mean, I would have been just toast. You know what I mean? So it's I don't know. My heart is pounding, so that's my, that just shows you, my current limit, and that, there is room for improvement. 'Cause, I mean, it's tier 13, there's tier 14, 15, and 16, so, there's all types of crazy guys out there, crazy monsters, crazy maps. So, anyway, one monster remaining. So, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's the map. I appreciate you watching. I'm your host, The Raven. Yeah, man, stay tuned for more Path of Exile action, and have a great day.